All right, everybody, it's my fourth card for this kit, Cozy Christmas from October of 25. I'm Jill Blanchette, and I am going to show you this card. What we're going to do for this card is we're going to utilize our box. So many of you may watch me and know that I often like to use the pretty boxes and different elements from the box in a card. So I laid this box on my copy machine and made a copy and printed it all out, cut it all out, and did this design. So this is what I'm going to make. But first I need to cut apart the box. So I'll use my pick tool. I will put the, whoops, I got the wrong end on there. I will put the, this X-Acto knife on the end once I get this off. And we will go from there. At cutting that up, I'll use my scissors. And I will come back on and off and show you how I'm getting it taken all apart. And we will get this card made. So hold on while I start cutting. So first thing that I like to do is just find the pieces that I'm going to need, and I'm going to cut them out. Oh, look at there, I almost control my blade. That's awfully long blade, I don't know. So I just cut through the top like layers. So I'm doing that, and I will show you how I get them off, just so you'll have an idea of what I'm doing. And pick it up. And then just start peeling. Got to go slow, because as you can see here I got a little bit deeper into the box, and now I'm leaving the cardboard behind, which is fine. But you want to go slow, because as you're leaving the cardboard behind, you may also end up tearing it far enough that you leave the image behind as well. And we want all of the image. So I'm going to cut both of these out, and then I'm going to cut the back out. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, so I got everything cut out that I needed. And told you, if you get it a little too close, it will peel up. And so you can see there I got just a little bit of the cellophane that's coating the box, and I left the design behind. So we're going to cut this out. Hopefully I should be able to get all the pieces that I need out of here. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim around these pieces here to use them on the front. They may be a little bit weak now that I've released them from the box, and we may need to glue them onto, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue them onto some scrap white so that I got some stability behind them. So I'm going to do that, then I'm going to cut them out. I'll be back. All right, so now I got everything all cut. I do have one of those holes got in the way, but we're going to cover that up. So I got all my pieces. Now we're going to build on our card. So we need a piece of cherry cobbler that is 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score it at 2 inches and then 3 1/8. So we got 2 inches. 3 1/8. We're going to turn it and do the same thing. So we'll score it at 2 inches and 3 1/8. And so this one's going to go out or forward, I guess. Valley. This one will do a mountain. which means the point goes up. Mountain, valley fold means the point goes inward. So then that will make the base so that it stands up like that. We're going to go ahead and glue our pieces on. I have 2 that are 2 7/8 by 5 1/4. Now I'm not putting a backer behind these because they should be okay gluing down to this paper. Probably could have made them a little bit longer, but this works. Depends if you like working with the 1/4 or the 1/8. So then we'll glue this one on the other side. Just the same. Don't think it matters our pattern, it's the same looking. Just try and get our points all the same there. Then this is 1 inch wide. Probably again, maybe could have went down just a smidge more. But this will work. I like it with this barely any space in there. It is a little bit, I want to say tricky, but with the paper being so thin, it does lay down a little bit difficult compared to cardstock. But this is just a fun, something different. I don't really expect that anybody's going to tear their box apart. If anything, I find more people love their boxes and save their boxes than people who would be willing to cut them up. But if you want to try something new, here you go. Cut your box up. All right, then this piece was 2 inches wide by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to strategically, let's see if I'm going to put it down here on this side. I'm hoping we're going to get to cover it all up with the sentiment piece. Put that up there. I'm going to tuck that under. Got to move it up just a smidge. All right, so now we do have that little hole, but it's going to get covered up. So now we got our card base done. So we got our card base done. And then don't worry, you could see where I put the glue, that all dries. That dries clear, transparent. You won't even know it's there. So then we're going to put these guys on. And we're going to put them on so that they don't hang off the edge. But first we're going to get, I've got a piece of basic beige that's 1.5 by 2 5/8. We're going to stamp the joy on that. And we could also, I took the coordinating die and I cut it out, but I think it is too big. I could have made my paper a little bit longer, but I think it would be too long. Let's just see. I'm just going to show you. So if this went in here, like this, I don't know that this would fit. Does that make sense? So while it's cute, if you cut it apart, you just have to be careful. I would trim the O, trim around the O. You can see here I still got a sharp edge, but trim around the O to get the letters to come off. I did not on the J, and that's where it stuck. So trim around the O, and then you can come back and straighten up your J and your Y and have the word joy to use separately. But what we're going to do is we're going to grab the word joy. And we are going to stamp it in Cherry Cobbler. And now this piece is a little bit smaller than the one that I have on the... So we're just inking up the J. And we'll put it... eyeballing it up here. I'm cleaning it off. Clean it off good. Now we will want some Post-it notes to mask off the J and the Y. This one we're going to have to do 2. Get the Y here, and the Y here. I'm going to put a little ink on that. Take our Post-its off, and then come in with our O. Let's see, we're going to do the Y down here, so... Oh, wash it off again, get our Post-it, and I guess we could probably use these same 2 because we gotta kind of like reverse what we did with the O to get the Y. Get our Y. Peel off our Post-its. Stamp our Y. And then we'll glue that onto a piece of Cherry Cobbler. And then now we will close up our ink and finish building our card. So what we want to do is we're going to put this right up into that corner. Like right here's where the Paper Pumpkin logo word was on the front. We're just going to put our cardstock right up into that. I'm going to make that a little bit straighter. And then you can have it be tucked in there if you want. You can have the whole thing on top of it if you want. I think I'll tuck it in there just a little bit. And then I just want to make sure that it fits. We want to center that in there. And then when you fold it up, it's got to fit. It can't go over this area. And then we'll do the same thing with this piece. Oh. You know what I didn't do on this one, guys? Let's stop for a hot second. I cut that one off. That's how it fits better. See what happens when I We're going to cut this one off. That's how I did it. I just looked at it and had a moment of why that looked so busy and the other one didn't. So let's pop that off. And we're just going to cut this section of leaves off. There we go. It all comes together. Now it fits. Nothing's covered up. Put it on there like that. We're going to glue it. Again, put some glue on it. Glue it down. Or you can pop it up. And I will insert a picture at the end of the video of how nice this turns out after it dries. And you don't see the glue spots. I'm going to pull this whole one up on the top, like so. Then we took those gems again, or the sequins, and I'm going to put one right in the center of each of these. It's time for my cat to eat dinner. Or Mike, my resident creative director, could be hungry as well, and he sent the cat down to pester me. Because I probably should be cooking dinner, and I'm not. I'm here with you guys. Having way more fun than cooking dinner. All right. So there we go. There is that card. And again, I will post the final picture of it. Let me put it this way. I'll post the final picture of it, what it looks like after the glue spots have dried. I'll put that at the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time and patience on this card with me. But again, like I said, if you're looking for something to do out of the box, try using the box. Take care, everybody, and I will see you next month with more Paper Pumpkin alternatives. Thanks.